Here I am, in the place to be. Mr. K and B, you can't fuck with me. Extra sexy, extraordinary. Palms are hairy, your mama pop. What up, y'all? K and B, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for C Plus Studios, and this is the Sexy Ninja Cast. It drops every Sunday. If you're subscribed to the C Plus Studios feed, you get the Sexy Ninja Cast, you get the Big Daddy Forever podcast, you get the New World podcast, you also get the Social Vent podcast. Oh, so many great podcasts just to listen to if you're rocking with us at C Plus Studios. But I want to talk about something that I binged with Doug. I wish I had Doug on here, but he's a busy man. But I watched the show entirely, all the episodes with him, got to talk to him about each episode and how I feel about this show. So I'm talking about Star Wars Tales of the Jedi. 6 episodes dropped. And I gotta say, I am very happy with the way these 6 episodes turned out. And it gives you different perspectives and different feels. And, we're following Ahsoka and we're following Count Dooku, and it's in chronological order of all the way until Order 66 and after. The aftermath of that. So, and also too, after watching these episodes, I was like, man, I just want to go back and watch some Clone Wars, some Rebels, do a big old rewatch. So let's get down and dirty, man. The first episode, Life and Death. It's Ahsoka when she was born and everything into the family and whatnot, and her mom's teaching her, hey, death happens. You gotta understand. She's just a baby, so that's what made it so funny. Me and Doug I was like, this kid has no idea what you're saying. But this episode established one thing: was her family, the village. They knew she had the Force because she gets taken by this big, saber-tooth looking thing after her mom gets attacked, and the saber-tooth thing's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna eat you, haha, baby, here I come. And all of a sudden Ahsoka puts out her hand, the nose, and all of a sudden the saber-tooth looking thing is like, whoa, all right, I'm chill now. I don't like it, but I'm chill. And as the villagers are getting together, getting their pistols, they're ready to go save baby Ahsoka. They're like, oh, we gotta go. And all of a sudden, here comes that saber-tooth looking thing, and is walking down, is bringing Ahsoka's riding it. She's like, da 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 da. Hey guys, I'm fine. Then all of a sudden, I believe her grandma was like, she has the Force. She's gonna be a Jedi. And me and Doug made a joke about that. We're like, it's like Yoda. No, she can't be Jedi. She must earn title first. We're like, hold on. All right. She's like, she's a Jedi. Hold the phone. She's Force sensitive, and yes, she calmed down the saber-tooth. Calm down. And these episodes are not that long, so it's very easy to binge. They're less than 20 minutes a piece. Some 16, some feel like 10 minutes, but they're fun. And this episode just shows you what her mom teaches her. Like, you have to accept death because she takes her out to go hunting with her, and she says this animal will feed the entire village. So you got to think, with this death, we're giving, everyone's eating to stay alive and stuff like that. You just got to accept this. And we find out she has the Force. She's Force sensitive, and she calmed down this beast and everything like that. Second episode, Justice. We get into young Count Dooku with a very young Mr. Liam Neeson, Qui-Gon Jinn. They're 2 Jedi are dispatched to resolve a hostage situation on a distant planet. And it's pretty. It was freaky to see Count Dooku without his beard and whatnot, black hair. Looks like Sacha Baron Cohen. This episode is really cool, especially seeing a young Qui-Gon Jinn with his mentor and master Count Dooku and how their relationship, they bond with each other and everything like that. That was a really cool way. And this mission too, the senator's son, and they're like, hey, we know these hostages took them, and then the son's got a little bit of like, you know what, I don't think I think my dad was wrong the way he's using his form of politics to govern his people and whatnot, because he even sees around him how terrible this village is. Everyone's poor, everyone's scrounging. And I like what Count Dooku says when the senator's like, you work for the Republic, and he goes, no, we work for the people, man. And you use us as little foot soldiers for your gain and stuff like that. And you understand Count Dooku's motivation to go to the dark side, because we're being used as puppets to the Republic. We're being used, but we're supposed to be for the people. We're supposed to fight for the people. We're supposed to give the galaxy some hope here. So, stop it. Sorry. And then we go into the next episode with Dooku. That definitely he's getting turned a little bit more, just because he's with a young Mace Windu, and this is the part of the episode that I really like. I'm kind of skipping back and forth, but as Jedi Knights investigate the mysterious death of one of their own, and you find out this senator, his guards killed the Jedi because they're tired of being oppressed and everything like that, and so they're using him for their own gain in the Senate or whatever. They're using this senator, and Count Dooku's like, yo, and he's taking, and on that first episode, the first time we have the first team with him and Qui-Gon, he takes different measures, and Qui-Gon's like, yo, man, I don't think we should do that. But, he understands what Count Dooku's trying to teach him. Mace Windu, very by the book, we're here, we do it like this, and this is the way the rules are. Count Dooku's like, I don't know about that, and then as they're doing this mission, they complete the mission, and they bring back the dead Jedi to the temple, and they have the funeral and everything like that. And Mace Windu comes out to meet Count Dooku, and he goes, yo, so you got granted, you took her spot on the council, that's cool. That's cool, man. Did you know that before we went out there on the mission? And Mace Windu's like, hey, man, come on. I'm following rules. I'll make sure to speak on your behalf because of the choices you made on our mission and everything like that. And the episode is called Choices. And Count Dooku made a choice, and Mace Windu did not agree with it, but Mace Windu got onto the council and everything like that, and it's just a play of politics. And if you follow the rules like Mace does, it makes me see Mace in a different light too, but it makes me sympathize more with Count Dooku. This next episode though, oh my gosh. This episode here really hit me hard. It's called The Sith Lord. It's the 4th episode, and it's with Count Dooku. And you get the starting where Count Dooku erases Camino from the records and everything like that. You're like, oh, okay, that's what happened. This is like right during episode 1 is taking place. He erased the records and that stuff like that. He's already working for Palpatine. He's already working for the dark side. This is just him. You're seeing him before he leaves the Jedi Order, before he finally takes his final turn, and this is the first part of the episode before you get the logo, Tales of the Jedi, and he hears like, yo, what's going on? What's all the commotion? They're like, hey, Qui-Gon said he battled it out with a Sith Lord and whatnot. And everyone's like, what? That shouldn't happen. And Count Dooku's like, yo, I've been telling these guys, like, yo, something's coming. Something's on the horizon, but no one's listening to me, And he goes and talks to Qui-Gon. He tells Qui-Gon, yo, just be careful. It's a Sith Lord. And Qui-Gon's like, yes, Master, I know. You taught me everything, blah, 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 blah. Then the logo hits and it cuts back. And Count Dooku is like, he's standing in front of this tree and he's talking and goes, I used to bring Qui-Gon to this tree, this planet Coruscant. It's just metal and all this and that. And this is after Qui-Gon died. Like, you feel it deep down. Like, this dude lost somebody that he cared for. And it really, for me personally, this episode, like, this is by far one of my favorite episodes of the 6. it hit home and made me sympathize a little bit more with Count Dooku on his end, where he's like, yo, and then Yaddle comes out, and Yaddle's like, yo, you couldn't prevent this and this and that. But he's like, I told y'all something is coming, but y'all never listened to me. You never listened to me, and look what happened. Qui-Gon did not need to die. That's what I've been saying, but Qui-Gon is dead. And that was the push for him to go a little bit over to the dark side of the Force. And just him talking with the tree and everything, I'm just like, oh man, this is what it was. It was Qui-Gon's death that, drives him a little bit more. And he goes off and flies to go meet Palpatine, and Yaddle follows him behind in a very nondiscreet way, but she's following the whole time. And me and Doug were like, the Force. Why is Dooku not using the Force, knowing somebody's following? And then Palpatine, they meet and stuff like that, and they're going back and forth, and then Yaddle comes in and is like, yo, we can work this out. You have a choice now to come back with me and join the council. You have a choice. And she's like, come back, come. Yaddle's like, come back and we can make things right, and Dooku's like, yo, and then Palpatine's talking in his ear, he's dropping facts and stuff like that. And Dooku's like, yo, I've made my choice, and you're going to stand in my way. I'm going to, you're in my way now. So they have this battle, and I thought Yaddle was done. Like, just with the straight up, like, gate crushing Yaddle and everything like that. I was like, whoa, that is a very gnarly way to die, but okay. But nope, uses the Force, comes out, has the last word, and Dooku's like, yep, I've made my choice, and this is where I will, this is my bidding. I am working for Palpatine, Darth Sidious, the Emperor, the soon-to-be Emperor. This is my path I've chosen. And it all results down to Qui-Gon dying and him being like, yo, I've had enough. I've had enough of this. I've questioned this. I've questioned that. That, and you could see where Qui-Gon's mindset was too, where he would question the council, like, especially when he picked up Anakin, like, yo, is he not the chosen one? Like, I will take him on, like, going against the grain. Like, now you can see that's where he got it from. And that's what I love when we get shows like Clone Wars, and we get Rebels, and now we got Tales of the Jedi. I can't wait for the next season, and who else we're gonna follow, and adding these other layers and aspects to the character. And that's where Count Dooku's fate is. He chose the dark side. Go into episode 5. Practice makes perfect. A Jedi Padawan is given a seemingly impossible exercise. Ahsoka's rocking it. Anakin's a little bit late to the session. He sits down, and she's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, what's wrong? Anakin's like, yo, what you did in there, that's not real practice. That's nothing. I'll show you. I'll show you real practice. So they go off. I think they found Rex and everything like that. They got the whole squad, and they're like, hey, Anakin's like, yo, set your things to stun. Ahsoka's trying, bam, 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 boom, blasted. Wakes up, and he's like, you've been out for an hour, and like, do it again. And she just keeps on getting blasted. Then she finally gets, and there's a part where Rex was like, yo, only took us 5 minutes that time to get you. And during this whole montage, it's just teaching her, like, yo, this is what you need to do. Like, you need to train yourself. This is combat. This is war. People's lives are at stake. And Anakin teaching her that, and Ahsoka taking it, and this is really great little, like, you see in the starting where he's like, again, then you see where she's on a ship, and she's doing the exercise as well, and then it kind of just goes into the final episode, I believe the second to final episode of the Clone Wars final season, when she takes on all the troopers that turned and did Order 66 and stuff like that. So it was a really cool, like, I want to watch this episode, then go watch that episode back to back in the Clone Wars, the final season, because I was like, oh man, that is awesome. That is art. That is art right there. This is why I love Star Wars. So episode 4 and 5 of these 6 are my favorite. Of this God, man. I'm just excited. It's Star Wars, baby. This episode, those two episodes, Sith Lord and Practice Makes Perfect, 4 and 5, man, are mwah, mwah. And every reason why I am a hardcore Star Wars fan. So we finally get into the last episode, Resolve, episode 6. A former Jedi is faced with the truth that they cannot be something they are not. So Ahsoka's on the run, Order 66 in place, and she's at this village, and she's just helping out and whatnot. A brother and sister, she's friends with the sister. Oh, I think it was the sister, the one that finds out, but the brother and sister, the brother's a little bit of a nitwit and whatnot, but they're harvesting hay bales and everything like that. And they're loading this thing, and it's overloading. This thing's gonna fall over. So as it falls over, the sister's about to be crushed. Ahsoka saves her. Then she puts her hand down, but the sister's like, "Oh, I know." And they kind of meet later on in the episode, and she was just like, "Hey, Jedi," and Ahsoka's like, "Shut the fuck up! Shh, we're on the run here. Don't you know anything about Order 66? we're outlawed in this galaxy, so shush." Well, guess who overhears? The brother. And what does the brother do? He calls the Empire. He's like, yeah. Look here. So, there's a Jedi here. I really don't care for her. She's kind of a pain in my booty. So, yeah. And so the sister and Ahsoka go off to go sell these bales of hay. Then when she comes back, the village is burning. The village is straight up burning. And all of a sudden, the brother's like, "I didn't know what was going to happen, blah, 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 blah." Then there's a final showdown. Big fight happens. And an Inquisitor comes. And he's like, "Yo, you're supposed to be dead." Ahsoka's like, "Sorry to disappoint," basically. And just in a 1, 2, 3, bam, kills the Inquisitor. Dead. The brother's like, "What did I have done? What have I done? What have I done, man?" And it's just one of those things like, well, dummy, now your whole village is dead, And Bail Organa shows up, and he's just like, "Yo, I'm glad you called me." And that's why I'm holding this part for last, because this was the starting of the episode. We're on Naboo, and it's Padme's funeral. And Bail Organa's in the crowd, and then he looks up and he sees Ahsoka, and she kind of dips, has a hood on. He goes, "What are you doing here?" And Ahsoka just has this great, Padme was my friend. They both were. I lost both of them. I lost Anakin. I lost Padme. I'm hurt, And Belle's like, "Yo, here, contact me anytime." And this is what she used at the end of the episode where I talked about when Bail Organa comes down and takes the brother, sister, and I believe their father or grandfather, off to Alderaan and everything like that. But the starting of the episode was just, that was I wouldn't say my favorite part, just because it sounds a little real dark because I'm like, oh man, Padme's funeral. But knowing that Ahsoka, everything she's gone through and how much she's lost, and losing Anakin and losing Padme, but paying her final respects to Padme was just a very beautiful way of storytelling. And Dave Feloni, I'm all for the show. This is Dave Feloni, you are a god among men. You are a Star Wars god, and I pray to you, and I'm glad George Lucas took you under his wing and showed you what Star Wars is, what it means, especially to the hardcore Star Wars fans out there, man. And this is the stuff that, I'm still watching Andor. I'm still hanging on. I'm sorry, the last episode got good, and I've been meaning to get the reviews out for those, but it's just been a crazy week. But I did take the time to sit there, watch all 6 of these episodes. If I had to rank the show for the whole season, I would give it a good solid 3.5 out of 5 stars, 3.5. And I say watch it. I say binge the whole thing. And they're not that long, man. They're not that long of episodes. 6 episodes. They're less than 20 to 15 minutes a piece. And just fall in love with Star Wars again. And that's what I say these last 3 episodes, 4, 5, and 6 did. But 4 and 5 hit home so hard. I'm so glad I got to sit and watch them with my buddy Doug, because this is what we live for, man. When we get new Star Wars and we talk a lot of crap and we're just like, oh, what's that? What's going on here? But these relationships that we've bonded with these characters. And now I can't wait for the Ahsoka show. I couldn't wait for the Ahsoka show. I'm excited about that because when we got to meet her again and The Mandalorian, where I was just like, oh man, this is getting real. Then we got to see her again with Luke and everything like that. This is just like, yes. You know, I know that the sequel trilogy left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. I still enjoy it, except for The Last Jedi. I'm going to say that over and over again. But the sequel trilogy is the sequel trilogy. It's done. It's over. I wish we can go see more of those characters. But coming back here with Tales of the Jedi, I'm okay. I'm okay with revisiting these characters that I love and understanding a little bit more deeper in the root of things. And this season definitely was like, yo, I'm going on a Clone Wars binge, a Clone Wars binge, a Clone Wars binge. This is why I love Star Wars. So go check it out. Tales of the Jedi. It's out right now on Disney Plus. You can binge all 6 episodes or just take them in at a time. I'm definitely going to watch these episodes. Like, I definitely want to watch the Dooku ones, and especially the one where it's kind of dealt in episode 1, and watch episode 1 on top of that, then watch the final season of the Clone Wars. Like, I definitely want to see how that impacts me more, especially when Qui-Gon dies and when Order 66 starts and everything like that. And I remember in the final season of Clone Wars, that hit hard. Like, I thought it hit hard in Revenge of the Sith when I first saw Revenge of the Sith, but I know Anakin and Obi-Wan's more. And the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, like, I know I had a little harps about that, but that the last 2 episodes of that show are like, man, this is Star Wars. There's that drive, there's that passion and love right there. So go check it out, y'all. I know I'm a big nerd. I just love my Star Wars. There's Star Wars everywhere in this house. There's Star Wars every day. Star Wars on the shelf. Star Wars on my brain. Star Wars audiobooks in my ear. Everything, man. So go check it out. Tales of the Jedi. Then after that, like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. And as always, stay sexy, ninjas. Whoop, whoop. Welcome to the wicked shit.